Here, guys, let's take a quick peek just to kind of see what we got. All right, so we got our boy Innovative Concept Solutions on TikTok looking for 30,500 out of Bitcoin. We're going to dig into this real quick, guys. All right, so we have a nice buy sign here. Here's our first pullback on the daily, right? So you get a buy. The pullback came in, right? No sell sign. That's a pre-sell on a different time. And then we get our buy here. So a buy, good push, a sell, a rebuy. So now you got a rebuy here, so you got a push here. So nice and sensitive. More importantly, the daily is above positive volume. Once that daily, I don't know if you guys are using this correctly, but on our volume indicators, our moon indicators, anytime we get a daily positive, right here, you see this go yellow right there, positive. That means there's going to be a pump, right? So there's a nice, beautiful pump here. More importantly, the RSI is pushing up here on the daily, slightly bending because it is slowing down because there's only so much money in the market. So it has to pull back and take profits somewhere. And that's where you get that lean. That lean right there is profits right there, right? So they're taking profits. But the most important thing is that even though they're taking profits, the guys buying are buying heavy. So there's some big volume here, right? So let's move on to the 4-hour and see if we have any problems with the RSI. Well, the RSI bends here. This is a great time to take your entry if you are looking at Bitcoin. And you can see here the RSI does bend, right? You see that? See that right there, Concepts? We get a bend in the RSI, but then we can see here that it wants to, slide through and push up. But more importantly, on our volume indicator, you can see here, right here, when the red line actually bends up, that means game on, right? So when this bent up, that meant game on right here. So this was game on. So right now, Bitcoin's game on right now. So we're expecting this large push. So that means there's less people buying Bitcoin and more people selling. But the people that are buying are out buying the people selling. So you've got a nice little, a nice push there for FOMO or whatever. And the best part here, see that 3-hour RSI bend right there? And right here, that would have been, that's your long right there. If you're paying attention to the indicators and playing correctly, there's a lot of ways to make 4% moves at 50x, which would be 200% gains plus, right? So now as we kind of go through down here, you got plenty of room on the 3-hour. You're positive on your volume here, so it looks good. 2-hour just crossed, right? So we're here, 2-hour move. This thing is pumping hard, man. So you would be looking for this. You'd be looking for volume to get into the, I would say, 30 area, so like 32. I would think that Bitcoin is going to push hard to about 32 area right about here before it thinks about maybe getting a rejection here. Now the price that we're looking for is 30,500, I think, right? Right, Concepts? What are you looking for? 30,500? Thunder Gun Express. What up, baby? So that means right here, basically, he's probably going to get that. He's already here at 28. He needs 2,200. So let's take a peek here and see what the 30. He's looking for 30,500. We already have this marked here. We were at 30,800. So that's kind of where we're at. So he's falling into our zone there of what we're looking to expect from Bitcoin. Yeah. So if it does go a little bit across the top on the other side, 30,500. The resistance is 30,182. If it breaks that, then it should hit 30,800, 3,100, right? So we have already had this marked out. This has been marked out since way back when. And here we go again. Here's our pump, guys. If you have any questions, want to get a hold of us, make sure you shoot a Gmail over to vccryptonation@gmail. Remember, it's the same Gmail as the TikTok, or if you want to text me if you're in the US, 331-454-2027. Make sure you get into the academy, guys. But right here, we had a pullback, we have a pump. This does look like he's going to get that mark. Just looking at the volume here, I'm going to expect, like, see how Bitcoin right here? This is where I'm expecting Bitcoin to go up to. See that line right there? Now that's why I put that line here, but this is that line right here. I'm going to draw a line for Bitcoin and say that on these type of pumps here, we're looking for the RS or the price line to get to this level here. So if that holds true, that means that this pump here should gather another double from here. So it does look like you're going to get that little move so far. if people keep pushing the volume, and this volume is very, very heavy here. So it does look like we're going to reach that mark in there. So 2 hour pushing up. So we got another push towards it. 1 hour is already bending at the top, breaking through it right there. So that's beautiful. Plus it has plenty of room to push here. All right, he's not even close to the 100 line. Now what I do expect is that at this point, a lot of people like to take profits because they're scared of the market, and it's also just trading. The average trader likes 20 to 30% profits. They will take that. They'll let it pull back, and then if people are still pushing the second leg, then they will buy 50% of. They will use their profits to buy back in, and use their profits to push more profits. That way, if it goes down, they just hold because they don't consider the holding at that level a loss because they're profits. So you didn't really lose. It's other people's money that now gave you Bitcoin. And if you need to wait a month for it to go back up, what do you care? It's not your money. Get it? Now you understand how we work the system. All right, now this looks good. Everything's pumping here. So I would expect another nice little push on this 1 hour, probably cracking 28,200, 300 in that area, and then getting a nice little pullback or consolidation area back down to this level here, 27,900, and then we should see that continue on push. But all in all, guys, on the bigger time frames, I'm not seeing any weakness here. Notice here on the 15-minute, right? Normally there's a trade called the 15-minute pullback, right? And this is how we can tell how strong a coin is, right? How we can tell how strong a coin is that when the 15-minute reaches the top like it does here, comes down and bounces, we enter the trade on this bounce right here, and we go for a ride. As you can see, we just went for a hell of a ride. So if you were paying attention, nice solid 3%, 100x on that, 300%, but whatever. Now, how we can tell how strong a coin is based on this move is a 15-minute red moon. So far, we don't have a 15 red moon, and the money is actually trying to topple, come down, consolidate, and this is going to run, man. Bitcoin is going to keep going here. So do I think $30,000 is going to get hit here over the next couple of days? I do believe that everything here on the daily and the 4 hour say that $30,000 is possible. So that's where I think at that time, you're just looking for people to take profits right now, but I think the momentum is going to keep going. This might hit 32,000 here, guys. So I think 30,000 is in the books for sure. All right. So that's your Bitcoin review. Like I said, I wouldn't worry about this until the volume is gone, and that would be more or less when the daily kind of exhausts here and starts to head down. But to cut that ahead or be ahead of that, watch your 4 hour and see if your 4 hour volume changes. And I would say the end of this trade or the movement to the downside of this trade is always going to be, I don't know if you have if you're in the academy, you have my indicators. Use your VC indicator right here and basically look for your volume to be below 4 lines. So when it gets down to the 4 line, I expect it to bounce and run. But if it goes negative, that's the end of the trade. So we're positive right now, man. I'm not expecting Bitcoin to go down from here. This looks pretty solid here. Looks like it wants to make a move here, so it's an interesting moment here for it. So looks like we're gonna have an interesting day. Now, is this a pump and dump? This could be a pump and dump. I mean, I was looking at all the coins overall, and a lot of these coins need to come down. So don't get too excited about every move you see. Remember, they're here to pump and dump, and once they get their profits, they're going to take it. And that's kind of what I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. I'm just watching that daily and seeing where it's at. It's just, to me, we're going to have that movement until, there's something that happens on the Bitcoin side as far as at least the 2 hour. I don't see the 2 hour RSI coming down yet. So to me, this is still pushing up. So until the 2 hour RSI breaks down and I can see what happens when that happens, that price right there would be the ideal for me to review. So that's what we want to look at. So for me, this is a long until the 2 hour RSI crosses down, and then we go from there. So right now, this is a long, guys. So I'm thinking it's going to get close to his 30,000. But overall, I think it's a lot of volume here, and I think that they're going to keep pushing their profits, and I think they're going to make money here. So Either way, guys, learn to get in early because right now you're kind of in the middle and it's FOMO. So it's always hard to make money in the middle of FOMO because you want to make money on the pullbacks. Now, the one thing is you did have a pullback here from the top. Could have shorted this giant wick on the 2 hour. And now if you're getting in here, where's the 2 hour trade? So it would be 2, 4, 6. So you're 30 minutes into this 2 hour trade. So you need to let the one more hour come by, and then when you enter a 2 hour candle, if you're going to enter it, you need to enter the 2 hour candle 30 minutes before the next 2 hour candle, and then that will be able to give you the boost that you're looking for and the best entry price on your candle. But it looks like we're going to slowly work our way up here and head towards that 29,000. So far, a lot of volume, guys. I wouldn't worry about it right now, but like I said, you're in the middle of a trade. You've already hit 2 big candles. If you weren't paying attention, then, you know, don't FOMO in. Wait for something else to happen. There's always another trade. Wait for the pullback. Don't be ridiculous, right? Wait for something to give up for you. Wait for this pull here. Wait for the 15-minute, 5 minutes bouncing. There's a lot of ways to get in this trade and build yourself in. You just have to wait for an opportunity. Me, I would let my 15-minute RSI come down, and then I would be looking to enter off that because it does look like it's strong here and it's going to push up, guys. All right, man, that's your Bitcoin review, guys. Good luck. God bless. It is October 1st. Remember, Warriors, on October 1st, everything's going to dump. So be careful. It's the changing of the guards, Warriors, and everything is going to short, and that's why it went up. All right, Warriors, take care.